Imagine this. You're standing at the crossroads, alone, broke, desperate. You've got the talent, you have the drive, but the world just isn't listening. Then, out of the shadows, someone appears. They know your name, they know your dreams, and they offer you everything. Fame, fortune, influence, the kind of success that legends are made out of. But there's one catch. You have to give up your soul. Sound like folklore? Maybe. But some say this is the exact deal that still happens in the music industry today. And some of your favorite artists may have already signed on the dotted line. Okay guys, here is the deal. Selling your soul to the devil. It sounds dramatic, I know. Like cue the lighting and a dude in a long trench coat emerging from the shadows, offering you fame and fortune in exchange for eternal damnation. Classic Tuesday stuff, right? But this theory didn't start with TikTok rumors or YouTube rabbit holes. It goes way back. And I mean way back. To dusty blues clubs, creepy crossroads, and the kind of stories that make you want to sleep with a salt circle around your bed. One of the earliest and most famous cases, Robert Johnson, was a struggling blues musician in the 1930s who supposedly met the devil at a Mississippi crossroads. He went from being completely unremarkable to a guitar god. He disappeared for a year and then he came back, and his skills were so extraordinary that it was hard for people to believe that he had developed them naturally. What followed? A hauntingly fast rise to fame and music that felt almost possessed. And then, sudden death at, 27 years old. Since then, the idea of selling your soul has followed musicians through the decades. Elvis, the Beatles, Kiss, all the way up to Beyonce and Doja Cat. It's like fame and fortune always come with a shadow, and people want to know who or what is behind the curtain. Ever heard of the legend of Faust? Classic tale. Man gets bored of the usual earthy knowledge, decides he wants more. Ultimate truth, power, pleasure, all of it. So he strikes a deal with the, what the is that word?
Mephistopheles.
Yeah, we'll let Adam say that. Cool. This is a demon that is working for the devil himself. And the deal, the demon serves Faust. He gives him whatever he wants. And in return, well, when time is up, his soul goes straight to hell. No refunds, no takebacks. Okay, yep. And it is one of the oldest sell your soul for power stories out there. But Robert Johnson is often cited as the original deal with the devil legend when it comes to the music industry. His story laid the foundation for darker narratives in music. But it was in the 1980s, when the rise of glam rock, metal, and shock theatrics, that the accusations and panic ramped up. Fans, religious groups began labeling artists as Satanists, fearing that they had struck some infernal bargain. After years of wholesome popularity, the Beatles shifted their image, dabbling in Eastern mythicism and psychedelics. Their decision to include Aleister Crowley on the Sgt. Pepper's album cover sparked uproar among religious groups. They also became indirectly linked with the Manson family murders through Charles Manson's twisted interpretation of their lyrics and the helter-skelter theory. This association further fueled fears that the Beatles were channeling dark forces within their music. What? Then we have Kiss, the demon persona, cult allegations with face paint, fire-breathing, and blood-spitting lyrics. Why'd you stop me?
Kind of.
Why'd you do that to me?
Kind of.
But I couldn't, but I was on a roll. I was on a roll and you ruined it.
It was
Okay.
on a roll.
Kiss's demon persona, cult allegations with face paint, fire-breathing, and blood-spitting theatrics. Kiss's image was built on shock, and one member, Gene Simmons, embodied a demonic persona. Religious groups in the American Bible Belt accused them of satanic influence. Some claimed that Kiss stood for Knights in Satanic Service, or Kids in Satan's Service. These were rumors that the band firmly denied. But their intense fan base, the Kiss Army, was often framed as a cult-like following, leading to moral panic in conservative communities. It's mine and my dog's favorite time of month, Bark Box Delivery Day. This time we got a medieval themed box and a summer barbecue one, which basically means my dogs are living like royalty and throwing backyard parties, and I'm just there for moral support. Inside each box, you get 2 original toys, 2 bags of treats, a chew, all delivered straight to your door. They are totally customizable to your pup's size, allergies, and toy preference. These aren't just toys, by the way, they are Bark-designed masterpieces. No repeats, no generic stuff, just one-of-a-kind toys based on wild monthly themes. And the treats, made in the USA or Canada. No wheat, no soy, no corn, just happiness. You can get the double deluxe box. 4 toys, 4 treats in your first month. It's free. It's extra, and it's the best mail your dog will ever get. So basically, this box shows up, and I'm not the favorite anything anymore. Check out BarkBox in the description below. Now back to the show. Thanks, Bark! Hotel California by the Eagles became a popular target for Satanism rumors in the 1980s. Critics claimed that the lyrics and the album's inside cover and the art contained hidden messages praising Anton LaVey's Church of Satan, especially referencing the year 1969 when the Satanic Bible was published and a shadowy figure resembling Anton LaVey in the upper window of the inside cover art. Band members have repeatedly denied these interpretations, telling people who thinks it's satanic to grow up, and that is actually about their experience being in Southern California in the 70s. During the 1980s, Satanic Panic journalists and preachers amplified the idea that metal and rock music was directly influencing youths into satanic and dangerous behaviors. One infamous example was the Geraldo Rivera's 1988 special, Devil Worship, exposing Satan's underground, which dramatically portrayed rock and metal fans and bands as potential criminals and cult members. This documentary preyed on fear, not tactics. Then we have serial killer Richard Ramirez, aka the Night Stalker. I'm sure you've heard of him. He did not help the rock world's image. During the night of the murders, he left behind an AC/DC hat and was later arrested wearing an AC/DC shirt. Following the arrest, Ramirez claimed the AC/DC song Night Prowler from their Highway to Hell album was the inspiration for his crimes. Ozzy Osbourne, God rest his soul, faced his own storm when a teen tragically took his life while listening to Slewer Slide Solution. Ozzy Osbourne was sued despite the song being written by bassist Bob Daisley and actually being about the dangers of alcohol abuse. And in 1999, Marilyn Manson was blamed for the Columbine school shooting because of incorrect reports that the shooters were wearing Manson t-shirts, an oversimplification that conveniently ignored the broader societal issues at play. You think that this is some kind of hysteria and that it would have died down after the 80s. But no. Even today, some certain artists are banned from performing in entire countries after being labeled satanic. When you see someone like Marilyn Manson, Rob Zombie, or even Ghost throwing around occult symbols, pentagrams, and full worshipping acts on stage, most of us are not exactly surprised anymore. It's kind of their whole thing. That dark, theatrical, over-the-top imagery is part of the shock of the rock tradition. It's loud, it's rebellious, and even their fans are totally in on it. Rock and metal have always danced with the taboo, and when a rock band pushes the boundaries, it's controversial, sure, but it's also so predictable. But what happens when pop stars known for glitter, smiles, and radio hits suddenly emerge cloaked in dark symbolism, occult imagery, or demonic undertones? That's when people really start to pay attention. When this kind of imagery starts bleeding into the mainstream, it's not just a new look, it's a whole transformation, a totally new sound, a darker persona, a rebrand that leaves fans going, wait, what the just happened? It's not just an aesthetic shift, it's the speed. These transformations often happen overnight, a total identity overhaul that feels almost ritualistic. Could it just be artistic evolution? Sure. But when the switch is so drastic and seemingly overnight, paired with occult imagery, weird hand signs, lyrics about fame, death, and selling one's soul, you can't help but wonder. Pop stars reach everyone. It's not just a niche. They dominate the charts, commercials, award shows, even social media algorithms. Their image is often polished, accessible, and accepted by millions. So when a pop icon suddenly leans into occult aesthetics, it feels less like a rebellion and more like programming. People aren't just watching a music video, they're watching the most influential people on earth drip feed these images into public consciousness. It's not just underground anymore. It's the Grammys, it's in Super Bowl halftime shows. It's marketed to kids on TikTok and Instagram Reels. This isn't to say that every pop star is a puppet for some shadowy elite, but the shift towards darker imagery raises valid questions. Is it a marketing move to stay relevant? Is it a rebellion against being typecasted as good? Or is it something more intentional at play? Some kind of ritualized unveiling, masked as performance? Whatever the case, the fact remains. When innocence turns sinister, it is far more compelling and far more disturbing. After all, a rock star spitting blood doesn't really surprise anyone anymore, but a former Disney child star suddenly rebelling in front of their legions of fans, that will stop you in your tracks. Now, what if it was just a phase? Sure, whatever. We've all dyed our hair black, written some bad poetry in our emo days, but the music industry with these shifts, they're often sharp, calculated, and they come right when the artist is about to explode into stardom. Take Katy Perry, for example. She started out as a gospel singer, like straight up Jesus jams. Jesus jams. Say it again. Jesus jams. Sorry. And openly admitted to protesting outside of Marilyn Manson concerts. And then bam, she's kissing girls and shooting whipped cream out of her chest. Out of her boobies, please. Say boobies again. Boobies. Sorry, I don't know why I did that. Okay, those moments, they're iconic, I get it. But then came the Eye of Horus, checkerboard floors, Illuminati signs. Let's not forget that live dark horse performance. Not so church friendly now, are we, Katie? Are we? Then you have Sam Smith. We all remember the 2023 Grammy performance that lit the internet up like hellfire. Red latex, devil horns, flames to a song literally called Unholy. Interesting. And then we have Doja Cat. One minute she's making TikTok bops about being a cow. Next she's shaving her head, painting herself red, and posting photos that make you wonder if she just left a seance in a meat locker. And then we have Lady Gaga, The Weeknd, Billie Eilish, Lil Nas X. We're seeing more and more artists lean into strange symbolic transformations, and fans notice the changes instantly. Now let's talk about where this theory gets real spicy. The music videos. Because what better way to secretly pledge allegiance to the devil than with a fire music video? Everyone's gonna watch on loop, right? These videos are riddled with symbolism. We're talking inverted crosses, all-seeing eyes, ritual circles, snakes, pyramids, red lighting, dramatic costume changes that look like it's right out of a demon's Met Gala. I would want the pictures from that. That'd be really cool. That'd be cool. The dress, but they'd be naked. There'd be horns. I'd be horny. What? Excuse me. Take Lil Nas's Monterey, Call Me By Your Name. That video just didn't raise eyebrows. It yanked them clean off. A stripper pole to hell, giving the devil a lap dance. Like, okay, what's up? We see you. Billie Eilish's Bury a Friend wasn't just eerie. It seemed like an initiation. The video shows her levitated, injected with black liquid. She literally sings, I Want to End Me, signaling the death of her old self. It feels like a metaphor for surrender. Maybe to the industry. Maybe to something darker. Then comes All the Good Girls Go to Hell. It picks up where the last video left off. Billie crashes into earth, blackened wings. Walking through fire and oil, she becomes the fallen angel. My Lucifer is lonely, she sings. The two videos are a transformation arc. First the corruption, then the rebirth. She's no longer just a moody teen. She's rebranded, symbolic. She's now cloaked in hellish metaphors. Beyonce, she's been accused of using occult imagery for years, especially with her Haunted video and the Super Bowl performance. And Kesha's Die Young video is littered in occult imagery. The title alone is suggestive. Come on, yo. Doja Cat, once known for playful hits like Say So, she took a hard left turn into the dark territory, y'all, with demons, Paint the Town Red, and she even appears with devil horns and fully transformed into a demonic creature. Interesting. She has posted cryptic captions like, I am not who you think I am, shaved her head and eyebrows on live stream, and fans who questioned the shift altogether thought that she was going through a humiliation initiation to join the Illuminati. In the Paint the Town Red, she sings, I said what I said, I'd rather be famous instead. And notably, I'm doing things they ain't ever seen before. Fans ain't dumb, but the extremists are. I'm a demon lord. So is this just aesthetics? Hey, is it just aesthetics? Is it to be cool? We don't know. Doja could be being a troll, holding it up for a big middle finger for pop conformity, or is it a full-blown rebirth? When pop stars go full villain, people take notice. But here's the thing, whether it's a statement on fame, religion, or just for pure shock value, it left people wondering if she was just making art, or if she made a deal. These symbols show up across artists, across genres, across decades. Some fans believe it's all a part of a secret language, a way to pay homage to the dark forces that supposedly helped their rise to fame. Others think it's just marketing genius. You know, a little evil sprinkled in to go viral. Lots of people will do some evil shit to go viral. We've seen that across all social media platforms. When it comes to references to the devil in music, some people brush it off without a second thought. They'll say, it's just a metaphor. It's about the emotional trauma. It's a diss towards the industry. Not literal, it's just a part of aesthetic. It sells, and sometimes it is. After all, the entertainment industry thrives on symbolism and illusion. The devil has become a poetic way to talk about addiction, fame, pressure, inner demons, and selling out. But here's the twist. What if not all of this is a metaphor? What if instead of hiding the truth, they're actually telling us exactly what they've done, but presenting it in a way that will never take it seriously? It's the perfect hiding space. Say something wild and then cloak it in artistry. Because if the truth is ever exposed, people will already be conditioned to laugh it off. Now take a moment to think about this. We're not talking about just one or two artists. There are dozens of songs across rock, pop, rap, even country that reference selling their soul, talking to the devil, possession, feeling controlled, or losing themselves to something darker. Sometimes it's subtle, other times it's blatant, and it's not just lyrics. It's the song, the titles, the music videos, even the live performances, the interviews, everything. This isn't random. It's a pattern. It's a very special pattern that has spanned generations. And yet, we keep being told it's just art. Don't overthink it. But if it's just art, why are the exact symbolisms so freaking consistent across all? Why does it show up in every genre, in every decade, from every artist when they're at the top of their game, at the height of their careers? Why? This is where things start to blur, because maybe that's the whole point, to keep us confused, to keep us used to hearing these phrases casually, to keep us guessing, so that when something real does slip through, no one will notice. And maybe that's why the deal with the devil metaphor is still alive today, just dressed in designer clothing and covered in some auto-tune. Not everybody, just some. Sometimes it sounds good. I would use auto-tune. I sound like a horse screaming. Anyways, then there are these clips on mainstream platforms, I might add, where huge artists or actors casually drop lines like, yeah, I sold my soul to the devil, as if they just said, yeah, I bought an oat milk instead of regular. No one in the room even flinches. They laugh it off. Hollywood calls it a joke, but some of us watching at home are clutching our sage and side-eyeing the TV, and we're like, yo, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Was it real? You can tell me. Take Kanye West, for example. He says on stage,
I sold my soul to the devil. I know it's a crappy deal.
It is undeniable that there has been a shift in him over the last few years. From the Jesus Walks Kanye to whatever Kanye is now. Christian Bale, while on stage, was getting an award.
Thank you to Satan for giving me inspiration on how to play this role.
No big deal, right? It's just a joke. Actress Melissa Ford says in an interview with Hip Hollywood,
if your ultimate goal is to be famous, then you're gonna do a lot to get there, like sign your name in blood in a contract with the devil.
What? Then she proceeds to say and emphasize it's not worth it at the end of the day. It's really not. Then there's Bob Dylan, who was straight up asked by an interviewer why he still tours after all of these years. He responded,
I made a bargain with it, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And on this earth, and then in a world we can't see.
What, Bob? Explain. And let's not forget Beyonce saying she created her onstage alter ego, Sasha Fierce, to fully let go, which some people believe isn't just a persona, but a vessel. She says she feels something enter her as she takes the stage. See, I just feel like from an artist perspective, I understand that. Now, like I said, these confessions often do get laughed off or edited to look less intense, but the pattern is there over and over again. The same themes, the same words, and it's always played off like an inside joke that we're not supposed to get. And the fans? Oh, we notice, baby. We are pausing, we are zooming, we are screen recording, we are decoding, and we are staring in like an episode of CSI. And if this whole I sold my soul thing is just a joke, cute. But then why in the hell is everyone telling the exact same one? Y'all ever try to be funny without summoning demons? It's just a thought, okay? Cool. Or at least give the devil a rebrand or something. I'm tired. Now, have you ever watched an award show and felt like you're not just watching a celebration of music, you're witnessing a bizarre ceremony that might require a blood oath and a secret handshake to attend? Yeah, same. For years now, there have been whispers, well, more like shouts in the corridors of the internet, that Hollywood is tied to hidden cults, secret societies, and even satanic rituals. The most infamous of them all, the Illuminati. We've all heard that before. Supposedly, this elite group pulls the strings behind fame, fortune, and even creative direction. And while the fans may argue it's just a theatrical vibe, a branding move, others are side-eyeing the sudden shifts, the rebirths, and the coincidental use of symbolism that have deeply occult or esoteric origins. Even the structure of some of these shows feels like ritual theater with initiation, transformative and presentation in front of reverent audiences. It makes you wonder if there is more to this than just shock value or creative freedom. The music industry isn't just a business, but a stage for something else entirely. Speaking of stages, think about the last concert that you went to. The lights dim, the crowd scream, and suddenly one person walks on stage and instantly has the power to control tens of thousands of people. They say, everybody get your lighters up, and in a split second they obey. They ask you to jump, to sit, to wave, to chant, to mosh, but most of us do it. Not because we have to, but because something about their presence commands it. That's not just influence, that's kind of worship. Literal, real-time hypnotic reverence, and it's so casual that we don't even question it because we love them. We sing along to every lyric, we move in sync with every beat, we give our full energy to someone who we don't even know beyond the stage lights. That's power. Now imagine that kind of power being the exact thing someone asked for when making a deal with the devil. Fame, adoration, control over the masses. It's the ultimate currency. And if the rumors are true, that level of influence does not come for free. That's the one thing about these deals with the devil. They always come with a price. Let's say the deal is real. You get some fame, some fortune, some influence beyond imagination. But it doesn't last forever because something strange tends to follow those who rise too fast. Sudden downfalls, public meltdowns, tragedies that feel too eerie to be coincidence. Some artists lose their grip completely. Their careers fizzle out just as quickly as they exploded. Others spiral into addiction, legal trouble, isolation. Then there's those who don't make it at all, dying young, the peak of their fame, in ways that leave fans with more questions than answers. It's almost like the brighter the flame, the quicker it burns out. And if you believe in the lore, that's exactly how it's designed. You get your moment in the spotlight, but it's borrowed time. Maybe that's the real warning hidden behind those cryptic lyrics and symbols. Not just a flex, but a quiet cry for help, a countdown. And if we're talking about borrowed time, we have to mention the 27 Club, a mysterious tragic pattern with some of the most iconic musicians. Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse, all died at exactly 27 years old. Coincidence? Maybe, but in the context of these theories, it starts to feel like a deadline, like a contract that comes due. But it's not always death that follows the deal. Sometimes it's an identity collapse. Pop stars have been known to completely transform. They go from sweet and relatable to hypersexualized or disturbingly dark, and the change is so sudden, so jarring that fans barely recognize them. Is it a required transformation to maintain the fame? Then comes the breakdowns, the cryptic social media posts, the live performances that feel more like cries for help than shows. The masks start to slip, and what's underneath them is often terrifying. Is this the price of power, the true cost of influence traded at the crossroads? And then there's the idea of the handlers, the people you don't see, but the ones who seem to control everything. These aren't just managers or PR reps. We are talking about shady figures who dictate an artist's image, schedule behavior, even their thoughts. Their theories say that they're there to keep them in check, especially if they have signed that so-called deal. Think of them as babysitters for the possessed, maybe. That's a reach, but that's funny. They're making sure that their product stays profitable, obedient, and on brand. Have you ever seen a celebrity glitch during an interview, suddenly going blank, repeat phrases, or completely shut down like they're buffering? Some say that's programming cracking, and a really funny conspiracy theory for you guys to look into. It's funny. Could it be mind control or manipulation that's wearing thin? When stars try to really rebel or hint at a wanting out, what happens? Rehab, exhaustion, a media smear campaign, or worse, death. It paints a disturbing picture. Maybe it's just not fame or mental illness that breaks these once thriving people. Maybe it's the system or something darker controlling them. Because once you sign over your soul or your image, you're not just famous anymore. You're owned. Now, I didn't say all of this to deny the talent of these people. Keep it clear. This is just a fun little thing. We're just diving into it for fun, okay? All of them deserve the spotlight across every genre, and many of them have worked relentlessly to earn it. But talent alone doesn't explain the overnight transformations, the eerie symbolism, or the way they seem to rise and sometimes fall like perfect clockwork. Now, if you guys see me dancing alone in the dark or suddenly speaking in cryptic riddles, just laugh, okay? And move on with your day. This deal comes with weird side effects, and your girl is still working out the fine print. I didn't do it.
She's not delusional. She's dead.
Bye, Booker. See you later. Want to sleep in assaults. Make you want to sleep with a salt circle around your bread. Okay, it's going. I said bread. Just turn it down a little bit. Okay, just put it down a little bit. Yeah, that's good.
Just let me connect so I can do this.
With salt around your bread.